all, Barakatah Hawashai. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakadash. Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father. Yahweh Shai is the only begotten Son. As you read about in the King James Bible, Ka HaKadosh is the Holy Spirit. Shalom Barakim, which means peace and blessings. La Bakayarim Yasha'Allah to the elect of Israel that are mentioned in Revelation 7th chapter, 144,000. And the other multitude, the remnant of Israel scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. May Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai be with you all. Double honor to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Came back in the reincarnation. This is just an MOTB update. Of course, we know this is how it starts with biometrics of different sorts. So I don't want to make this too long. We're going to go through some of this kind of quick. This is just the MOTB update, really. This news coming out of Kuwait. I'm just going to read these article titles. You can just see from the titles. You can look them up yourself. That we're getting close. You know, we're supposed to be occupied in prophecy, and this is a major one that's going to be coming to pass soon. And this is how it starts. All right, and the way that he's going to cause us all to bow down and bend the knee and worship the image of the beast and take this MARK is going to be through a form of gradualism. All right, so this is just check these titles out. It says no biometric data. Kuwait banks to freeze your account. Kuwait banking sector is preparing to enforce biometric fingerprint technology across customer accounts following a mandate from the Minister of Interior. Citizens who do not comply with the fingerprint and basically their bank accounts will get frozen. Kuwait banks to freeze accounts of missing biometric fingerprints. So that's one thing. Whenever you want to roll out a system of some sort, you have to garner and generate as much data as possible so that it operates properly. And the data that's being gathered are the citizens, in this case, of Kuwait. But soon it's going to be the citizens of everywhere. All right, because this is going to be a global thing that's happening. So we're seeing it starting to happen across the earth in different places. Give me 1 second, please. Bear with me. Yeah, so like I was saying, this is a stress test, all right? So to get everybody uploaded. That's why when that plague broke out, that virus out of Wuhan, they got a lot of data gathered, biometric data gathered through everybody lining up to get that SHOT. All right. So this is just another form of that. So this is just how it starts. All right. You have to gather the data before you go live. All right. Just one more title here, and you can Google this yourself. Kuwait sets 3-month biometrics deadline for citizen, and this was 194 days ago. All right. So this is Revelation 13. All right, verse 16. It says, He causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a MARK in their right hand or in their foreheads. And this is a prelude to that. All right, this is a prelude to that. That's all this is. All right, this is a prelude. Prelude is an introductory performance event or action preceding a more important one, a preliminary or preface. You see that? This is an event prelude. The biometrics of what's going on in Kuwait is an action preceding a more important one. And a more important one is what you see in your Amazon Fresh, your Amazon Goes, all right, which you pay with your palm. Okay, it's all moving towards that. So right now, they're just doing this form of tracking, testing throughout the earth and other countries how this is going to work. Eventually, it's going to come here and it's going to be permanent and mandated. All right, it's going to be mandated. just like it's going to be mandated when the next plague breaks out. This is how it starts. They're going to force people into a corner. All right, now, you know that Bill Gates owns a lot of farmland. All right, and it's all being told, and on their behalf, coming from their mouth. When you hear it out of the media, it'll be because of green energy. You know, they're getting the companies up to speed with the policies for the whole earth. Excuse me, to go green, so to say, right? And it's causing an uproar of the people who own these lands are not willing to give it up, but it's going to be taken forcefully. That's another way that's going to be caused. If he owns all this farmland, well, he has the ability to restrict production, right, and dictate prices of things, right? He has full control of that. You know, this is Iowa regulators issue pipeline permit to submit carbon solutions. Hancock County approves resolution to objecting the eminent domain use of CO2 pipeline. Landowners voice concerns after Iowa Utilities Commission's approved pipeline. There's another one. Yeah, Summit Pipeline opponents prepare for court battles as they continue to challenge. The pipeline has been opposed by landowners and state lawmakers who argue that eminent domain, the involuntary with compensation for its construction, is not warranted. All right, because what's happening, you have a pipeline going through certain farmlands out there, and the government is taking that land whether the citizens like it or not. All right, force the deal, but these landowners, they don't want it, and the pipeline is supposed to take the CO2 and transport it to somewhere safe under the ground so it can be dispensed. So that's how they're going to tie it into the whole go green and the agenda that they're pushing, you know, as far as carbon is concerned. So on a deeper level, those lands also, all right, let me actually pull up eminent domain. All right, and this is in every state, no matter where you live. All right, there's something called the Eminent Domain Act. The eminent domain is the government's power to take private property for public use without the owner's consent. All right, overview. Eminent domain refers to the power of the government to take private property and convert it into public use, referred to as a taking. The Fifth Amendment provides that the government may only exercise this power if they provide just compensation to the property of owners. So that's why the landowners, all right, the involuntary in Iowa, they're upset about the eminent domain. You know, this construction, they say it's not warranted. They don't want it to happen. All right. Yeah, I don't know who the specific owners are, but I thought to myself, well, first of all, is it even your land? Let's talk about the history of Iowa and the boarding schools. All right, on the deeper level, remember, everything surrounds the children of Israel. Iowa, tribe of Gad. The Native Americans come from the tribe of Gad, from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The tribe of Gad boarding schools, part of the Heartbreaking Report. In parts of Iowa, specifically, I had the counties. I think they show it on here. There's boarding schools are out there. You know, I mean, they're mad about pipelines, and when you read in this article here, towards the bottom, it says, what's next? A second volume of the report in the works. A list of marked and unmarked burial sites at the schools and further investigation of their legacy are among the identified next steps. So, in this excavation, in this construction, you're actually, a lot of that is a burial ground from our people, the Gadites. So you have to start there. But This is an example of eminent domain. I mean, the whole point of boarding school was to convert our people over to the so-called Western way of living. All right. It says a federal report released this month found Native American children were removed from homes, severely mistreated, in some cases died at more than 400 boarding schools across the U.S. between 1819 and 1969. In 1819, that's when Andrew Jackson, the Indian killer, the Gaddite killer, came into power. Again, a cause of all. All right, the Eminent Domain Act is part of the cause of all. So we're going to lead up to it. This is how it starts, and this was an example. He causeth all Gadites to go to these schools. These are the children of Israel right here. All right, descendants of Gad. Go back here. It says 3 of schools named in the report were located in Toledo, Houghton, and Alamance County. Yeah, here we go. What they found: care of the children in the boarding school system was grossly inadequate, according to the report. Overcrowding, malnourishment, as well as a rampant physical, sexual, and emotional abuse were common. Cultural and religious practices were barred, as was the use of native languages. All right, which those Gadites or the Native Americans, they spoke a dialect of what sounded like Hebrew because they were descendants of the Gadites, the Hebrews. Another way this cause of all. All right, this is how it all starts. All right, biometrics. Hey, let's give me your fingerprint. Now they're gonna say, hey, we need to put this inside of you to make it all the way safe. Then they're gonna start seizing the lands. All right, you're gonna say it's because of green energy. I guess you know who owns a lot of that land is Gil Bates. I'll say it like that. Says he now owns 1 out of every 4,000 acres of U.S. farmland. Why has he taken such a big position? Why? Because he's backed by the government, one. And you have this thing called the Eminent Domain Act, where the government can take the private property if they want. But this guy got money. If he shows up with money, it's like, oh, it's not the government. But no, he's in bed with them. All right. He's in bed with them. Bill Gates finally explains why he's buying so much farmland. February of last year. Alright. This is the funny part. It says conspiracy theories claimed last year that Microsoft founder was buying up farmland in the US to starve Americans for some unknown reason, Snow said, after researchers said in April that the world was facing potential food shortage due to Russian invasion of Ukraine. No, it's actually so when the coming plague comes, he can come with a solution. Because remember, he has his genetically modified foods already in apples and apple cider vinegar in different stores. He's trying to so-called quote-unquote enhance thing and play God. And that's also part of what? Cause of all. All right. And it's part of something called gradualism. Let's look that up. Gradualism. All right. It's all just a part of gradualism. Yeah, it says the belief or the belief in or the policy of advancing toward a goal by gradual or often slow changes. So it wasn't just overnight that he got all this land. It was slowly that he acquired it. According to a 2022 report from the U.S. Department of Agriculture and National Agricultural Statistics Services, there are 895,300,000 acres of farmland in the U.S. Gates owns 242,000 acres, about 0.3 of total. To put it in perspective, if all of Gates' land was in one place, it would cover about 25% of Rhode Island. So this is how it starts. All right, and they're going to continue to take a lot of these lands because it's prophecy. This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 15. See, my people is led as they flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. Where this is Egypt all over again. I mean, the capital of Babylon. There's an Egyptian obelisk. I mean, in the Memphis River, or the Mississippi River. I'm sorry, the Mississippi River. Memphis is situated on the Mississippi River, and the Memphis in Egypt situated on the Nile River. So it's all special, but it's spiritual. But here it said his people led like a flock to the slaughter, and that's exactly what happened in Iowa. And we talk about that history again. This is how it starts, which this has always been happening. So the people protesting today, they're not even thinking about this, and the Lord is just making it happen again. They're trying to go against it. Hey, but Gates, he said he has the money. But it's really prophecy. So bring them with a mighty hand and stretched out name, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague of punishment, that the power shall bring upon it. They that till the ground shall mourn. Those are your farmers. All right. For their seeds shall fail through the blasting and hail, and with fearful consolation. And the Lord is going to bring natural disasters because the earth is completely out of order. So it's turning in on itself. And Bill Gates buying up the majority of the land is not going to help. Remember, he's a computer guy. He's not an agricultural guy. So what are his motives behind what he's doing? And people don't ask that. Job 9:24 says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So we understand, we understand what's going on. We, that are in the know, the scriptures, the prophecies, how these Edomites operate. This is nothing new. It's just people today, they're seeing these facts come out and they're being labeled as conspiracy theorists. No, they're understanding like no one man should control all those resources and then try to modify what's already natural. And it's right here in the scripture. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. This isn't something that he's just taking. The Lord's allowing him to do this because the money, what he's using to purchase the land or however he's getting it, is ill-gotten riches. It's not real money. Micah chapter 2 and verse 1, it says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. And that's what that MARK is. Revelation 13. This is evil. This is iniquity that's been devised for everybody. And it's coming. And that's how it's going to start with your biometrics, season the land, the resources and food, control that. They practice it because it is in the power of their hand. They covet fields and they take them by violence. In houses, all right, the way you take a house is by controlling the resources. That's why in Revelation it says, rich and poor, free and bond. All right, it causeth all. Doesn't matter who it is. That's why in Kuwait they're doing that. They're saying if you're not in their system biometrics, they're going to freeze your bank account. And it's just a test run in these other countries, and then they bring it here and take them away. So they oppress a man, So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. But it was, and they covet fields and take them by violence, and that's going to lead to, all right, cause them all to take that mark. It's just a prelude to it. All right. And again, what is a prelude? Prelude is an introduction, performance, event, or action preceding a more important one. All right. And that's what it's about. So I just want to bring that out through the spirit, just to update through the MOTB. Keep watching and praying, and keep your eye on these in this particular form of news as it relates to our prophecy and our salvation. Yahweh Shai coming back. Keep fasting and praying. All praises to Yahweh Shai. Shalom to hopeful elect, and double honors to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom.